Iyo Sky strips the belt from Rhea Ripley. Biggest surprise, I think, that we have seen, well, since Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble about a month ago. Like I said, if you have preconceived notions of how this is going to go, throw them out the window. How surprised were you whenever Iyo Sky hit the over the moonsault? It's the 1, 2, 3, and Rhea Ripley loses a one-on-one matchup against somebody other than Liv Morgan for the first time since 2021.
And she loses it to somebody that has her number. She cannot beat. Like the way that they were talking that up, I thought that was like, if you already didn't feel like it was a given that Rhea Ripley's going to win that match, I thought they were telegraphing it on social media by talking about how Rhea has not beaten Iyo. That to me was like, okay. But what I figured was going to happen was, you mentioned Liv Morgan being the way that, she lost in the chamber and just like the heel tendencies and stuff. I thought we were going to get shenanigans in that main event. And that's how Iyo gets added for a triple threat match at WrestleMania, is because like Iyo just kept getting screwed along the way in these chances. The Elimination Chamber qualifier, Rhea accidentally gets her disqualified, and then this. So I thought we would get a triple threat match. Rhea not being in the picture currently, don't think it stays that way. I just think the question is, how does she get into the picture? Does Iyo do her the solid by adding her? But it's not the same situation. Like, I have no clue what Rhea does to get inserted into this picture, or maybe she doesn't, and we're just like assuming that it's going to happen. But Iyo versus Bianca is certainly not the route that I thought we were going to go here, unlike on the other side, where it's Tiffany and Charlotte, where that's been like telegraphed forever. And the one thing that I want to say about that, a gripe that I have, and I talked about this on my channel, is I think we got to stop with the Royal Rumble winners immediately telling what title they're going after before Elimination Chamber, because I think that also, not just from a perspective of like, I want that build up to continue. I think it like knocks out, in most cases, I'm not going to say for sure, like especially in the women's this year, knocks out like half the field for the possible winners. So that's just a little gripe that I have there. In terms of the matches, I think they're going to be fantastic. Does Rhea get added to this? Like, I think that she does, but if she doesn't, where does she go? Like, I feel like she has to.
I don't see anywhere for her to go, because who else has she been feuding with? I mean, nobody but Liv Morgan, and we don't want to see Liv Morgan versus Rhea for nothing, with no stakes other than the fact.
I will say, I picked Bianca to win the chamber, but if it would have been Liv, I think palatable if Iyo gets added and it's a triple threat.
Yes,
at WrestleMania, you could have done Liv versus Rhea another one-on-one, but
no. But if you're looking at Rhea, I don't think she has anywhere else to go. Now the question is, as you mentioned, how does this happen? She could do the old, well, I'm a champion, I deserve a rematch, and I want it by being inserted, but they also haven't held true to champions rematches at all in WWE under the Triple H era. But the other one that you could look at is, you could have said that there should have been a disqualification on Monday. It would have been a weak disqualification, but Bianca did shove Rhea Ripley, and she could say that should have been called. I should have the title, and I should still be going to Mania. Again, maybe this is too simplistic. Maybe there is a larger story at hand, but I think, like you mentioned, by hook or by crook, Rhea Ripley needs to be in that match, unless, of course, she's injured and not ready to go. But nothing from Monday indicates to me that she is injured and not going to be able to go in a month and a half. So I feel like she gets added, and I feel like I might be thinking too simply with the fact that she can just say, hey, it should have been a disqualification, and I should be the champion still anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the path is. I just think that's the end. Like, I feel like I know what the end game is without knowing the journey to get to it. I think that it is Rhea Ripley being added.